Servicemen and women face many challenges while they are deployed. However, one of the biggest challenges they face is coming back to life at home. Although being deployed is very tough, returning back to civilian life can also be very difficult mentally and emotionally. When returning from deployment, soldiers often struggle with assimilation back into their normal lives. They are attempting to transition from a very regulated schedule of the military life to a much looser and more free schedule back home. While some veterans may have good support from family, friends, and their home, not all veterans can rely on these support factors, and many face hardship and problems after returning home from service.
When soldiers return home, they often have trouble sleeping, face physical and psychological trauma, and often isolate themselves. This isolation can lead soldiers to turn to substance abuse and addiction for comfort, which only cripples them further. Even for veterans who return home to a loving family, life after service can still be difficult. When close family members and friends are often excited and very joyous when a soldier first returns home, they too have lives and will eventually return to their own lives of work, school, parenting, and play. These drastic changes over a short period of time, from serving overseas to being celebrated back home with family to being forced back into a normal life, can really change a person. As mentioned above, it is easy for a veteran to isolate themselves or unintentionally be isolated by family and friends when they assume that the soldier will move on and quickly return back to normal life. Even when this person transitions from a full-time job and lifestyle of military service to a civilian life with no job and little activity, they may quickly become depressed and upset. Many service members are affected by post-traumatic stress disorder and depression. Much of this PTSD even stems from coming back home to a disconnected and isolated society. Veterans need a coordinated effort that provides secure housing, nutritional meals, basic physical health care, substance abuse care, and aftercare, medical health counseling, personal development, and empowerment. Additionally, veterans need job assessment, training, and placement assistance.
Veterans are 50% more likely than other Americans to become homeless due to poverty, lack of support networks, and dismal living conditions in overcrowded or substandard housing. Housing is especially difficult for soldiers that do not have a family to return to or those who do not have a stable, well-paying job. Those soldiers lack the support of people around them to help them stay on their feet and get back into the community. Furthermore, there are an estimated 500,000 veterans homeless at some time during the year, and the VA reaches only 20% of those in need, leaving around 400,000 veterans without supportive services. Not having suitable housing can lead to depression, which in turn can lead to substance abuse, which does not help their situation. Housing gives military men and women a foundation for readjusting back to life at home.
Many veterans are homeless upon returning from service. In addition, they often lack the necessary support and reintegration systems for them to transition back into society. They need an affordable and safe place to live alongside the need of basic job skills. The problem remains that most existing programs don't reach enough veterans or don't integrate the two issues together.
We are an initiative of the U.S. Veterans Affairs. The VA operates within the United States and is a department within the federal government. They have created a collaborative program between the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and the VA Supportive Housing, which is known as HUD-VASH. This already established program uses housing vouchers from HUD and supportive services within the VA to help homeless veterans find sustainable permanent housing. The VA is a nonprofit organization that largely focuses on helping veterans in multiple areas such as housing, healthcare, education, life insurance, memorials, and other areas. We are partnering with this program to further their work and provide an alternative solution. There is currently a Veterans Center located in Raleigh. We will focus our program next to the center to provide reasonable, sustainable, and economically viable housing for local veterans. Since the HUD-VASH provides a way for veterans to obtain traditional housing through vouchers, our program will be able to provide apartment-style living for veterans on the same road as the medical center. This housing will function primarily as a transitional style of housing, although it could serve as a long-term solution for some veterans. Moreover, it will incorporate medical services and job skills for veterans in addition to reliable housing. The VA, as our parent organization, would create this initiative because it takes the HUD-VASH program a step further by supplying the other resources with the housing. This initiative should have no problem thriving since there is no current program in Raleigh that combats veteran homelessness. Existing programs such as Support Homeless Veterans Incorporated, the Homes for Heroes Foundation, and Veterans Incorporated do a good job at providing housing for veterans, but our initiative would combine providing housing for veterans with job skills that they need.
Our Shark Tank is the lead pastor of Vintage Church, Tyler Jones, and the elders of the church. Vintage Church already has a partnership with Jobs for Life, which teaches people job skills. By partnering with Vintage and through them Jobs for Life, we will effectively be able to work towards solving the problem of homelessness among veterans. Our partnership and support from Vintage will assist us in getting the necessary resources, space, and access to Jobs for Life for veterans. This partnership will equip veterans with both a support system and also skills that can help them obtain and keep a job, which in turn keeps them off the street. By providing them with basic job skills, veterans are equipped to retain a job. In partnering with Vintage, veterans have access to effective training to prepare them for the job force. Out of this partnership, you would be able to reach out to more people and potentially bring them into your church.
Our proposed solution is to not only provide a place for veterans to live and readjust to civilian life, but also supply them with resources to learn job skills to assist them in both obtaining and maintaining a job. These two solutions together will yield better results than just choosing one over another. Practical job skills are a big part of helping solve the problem of veteran homelessness. We expect the veterans in our program to stay off the streets while having a safe and affordable home to live in, medical services right across the street, and job skills training nearby. Since all of these aspects are inclusive within our initiative, we anticipate that many veterans in Raleigh will get back on their feet by finding good jobs to later learn to support themselves. We realize that we cannot expect to save the lives of all of the veterans in an entire city, but we do think that a high percentage of those in our program will do well in this system.
We are asking you, Vintage Church, for your partnership with this initiative. We would like permission for use of your church facilities for job and life skills training, as well as your partnership with Jobs for Life. Ideally, we would like your permission to use your church facilities on Saturday mornings and early afternoons for job skills training and connections with Jobs for Life.
Partnering with Vintage will open up many positive outcomes for our program and will make this initiative a reality. Since the housing and medical sides of this program are already established, job skills will make this initiative complete. With our program operating in Raleigh, many homeless veterans will be able to seek and find the help that they need to get off the streets and permanently get back on their feet while transitioning into a healthier lifestyle.
Join with us in supporting our troops.